we're home. We are in Orlando, Florida to come visit the Walt Disney World Railroad. This is where it started for us. That's pretty much where it ends for us. I'm gonna go, this is Main Street Station right here. Parade just started out there. I'm gonna come up the ramp over there and then go through everything about this railroad. Actually, here comes train right now. That's Walter coming in. Now they got a couple of managers up there. They're coming in parade time. I'm gonna head up there and I'm gonna tell you more about Main Street and all. Alright, we just got up here in the station right after the parade. Walt's about to dispatch right here. You see the block light right there, you see it's a solid green. It means there's no train in the station in front, so cleared to go. Conductor just cleared the train. Got a buzz from the conductor in the back, replied with 2 whistles, and they're on their way out. Hey look, and there's Sarah and Ellie. And there they go. Full train. Of course, it usually is right after parade. We may or may not ride the next train. There's conductor, I don't know, and that conductor, I don't know. Alright, so we'll wait for the next train to come in and see what's happening there. Alright, I'm up here at the balcony of the Main Street train station. Good view, huh? Pretty awesome. Okay, seen this view my whole life. Come around here. Main Street Station here is the hub of the railroad. And you see it's a Walter over there getting ready to leave again. There he goes, 2 whistles to leave. But this train station here, this is where all the engineers and conductors go down to break and come back up from break to get on the trains. Walter's just leaving right there. So you can see 2 trains up here. So this is the top of the Main Street train station. You can look around and see Town Square. And an awesome view of Main Street. But eventually we're actually going to hop on the train and start working our way around. It's just that we got that after parade rush. So this is Main Street train station. Alright, Main Street platform on the other side. And here's Roy. Roy's coming in right now. Lily Bell is not out today. So it's just a 2-train operation today.
How many people are going to jump off the train pretty often?
So they're pulling in. Still got a big queue of people. So we're not going to hop on just yet.
That I was just a young fella on Main Street with a balloon in my hand and a wish in my heart that someday I'd be the conductor of this train. And wouldn't you know it, with a bit of gumption and a dash of magic, here I am. So believe it when I say that around here, anything is possible. See what I mean? Hope you packed a compass, because that, folks, is the sound of adventure. Adventureland, I should say. Whether navigating wild jungle rivers, swashbuckling with jolly buccaneers, or even just scaling a towering treehouse, there's always plenty to explore here in Adventureland. Now, if you're more the rootin' tootin' type, then partner, saddle up, 'cause this here's Frontierland, Home to cowpokes, campfires, and country bears, this outpost is chock full of tall tales and an even taller mountain. We call it Big Thunder. Catch a ride on its runaway trains and you'll see why. On a more musical note, just ahead I heard some new critters are moving in and looking to make a splash. Take a listen. We're almost there. We've reached Frontierland Station, everyone, so sit tight and hold those horses until we've come to a complete stop. If you're disembarking, please carry your strollers all the way off the platform before unfolding. That'll help make room for any new buckaroos. Watch your step now. This is Frontierland
Station.
Howdy, folks. Please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop and I give you the all clear. Please remain seated until the train completely stops. Remain seated, folks. Remain seated. You're all clear. Welcome to Frontierland.
Or a little bit short.
Howdy, folks. A hearty welcome aboard. We're heading for our next stop, Fantasyland, before carrying on to Main Street, USA. Everybody stay seated and keep your hands and arms, feet and legs safely inside the train. And as always, keep an eye on your little ones.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Those of you who've been riding with me for a spell already know how much I love minding this railroad. But for those times I'm fixing for something a bit wilder, Big Thunder Mountain is the place. Because there, the trains have a mind of their own.
Yeah, perfect time. They're stuck. And they're evacing.
Car number 5, please put your arms inside the train completely. Thank you.
The change in scenery means we've left the rattle and rumble of that old gold mine behind and entered my favorite leg of the journey. Lush wilderness, calm waters, and untamed beauty. Folks,
Joe.
we're in nature's wonderland.
Those boats
Isn't it
gone, no
something?
Rufus.
Just think of the extraordinary things to see and do in these woods. Hiking trails, bird calls, fireflies, and starry nights. Setting out for adventure at sunrise and telling the tale around a campfire that night. Considering how wonderful things are out here, I'm fortunate that some of my closest friends call it home. That village is a truly special place.
Indian Village still intact.
Folks, we're just about out of the woods and into the forest. The enchanted forest of Fantasyland, where magic... Listen. Hear that?
There it is! On that big metal snake!
Peter, that's not a snake. It's a train.
Train, huh? Well, I think it's finally time I trained my shadow to stay put! Come here.
Car number 2, please put your arm inside the train. Completely inside the train.
We really must find some...
Please put your arms completely inside the train.
And not just
The person with the camera, please put your arm inside the train. Thank you.
Not me.
but every corner in Fantasyland. Friends, travelers, children of all ages, we're coming down the track and headed straight for the stupendous, the sensational, the spectacularific Fantasyland Storybook Circus. This is the place to soar with Dumbo or join Goofy in his stunt plane for some airborne acrobatics. This station is also your gateway to the rest of Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. Now, please wait until the train has come to a complete stop. Gather your juggling pins, unicycles, and other belongings, and carry your strollers away from the platform before unfolding them. That way we can start loading up for the next leg of our trip. For those disembarking, please watch your step, and thanks for traveling with us. Real soon. If you're staying aboard, our next stop is Main Street Station.
Hi folks, please remain seated till the train comes to a complete stop and I give you the all clear. Please remain seated, completely remain seated till the train fully stops and I give you the all clear. Remain seated folks. Remain seated. You're all clear to disembark. Welcome to Fantasyland.
Looks like we're on our way, and I'm so glad to have you with us. The next leg of our journey takes us to Main Street, USA. We'll head for Frontierland after that. Stay seated and keep your hands and arms, feet and legs inside the train at all times. Oh, and please keep an eye on your children.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Gracias.
Next up is a place that's always ahead of the curve, and not just because we're on a straightaway. Our metropolis of mechanical marvels, Tomorrowland. As you know, I love this railroad about as much as a songbird loves the morning. But I'm still awed by the rockets in Spaceport 75. The technology that...
Unidentified users detected in upload conduit area. Scanning. Calculating. Locomotive maintaining trajectory. Intervention not required.
The secret that makes intergalactic travel possible. So simple once you hear it, right? Yes, sirree, in this place of boundless optimism, the possibilities are endless. You might say the sky's the limit, but even that is no obstacle in Tomorrowland.
Still ain't open.
Please keep your leg entirely on board the train. Thank you.
The Magic Kingdom is almost complete. I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it. We're now approaching our most charming destination, Main Street, USA. A place where the only thing sweeter than the townsfolk is the treats. After our stop, we'll be heading for Frontierland, followed by a visit to Fantasyland. For now, stay seated until our train comes to a complete stop. Then pick up your belongings and carefully disembark. If you have strollers to unfold, please take them all the way beyond the platform so new passengers can safely hop aboard. It'd be mighty kind of you. And while we're being neighborly, what say we give our fellow travelers a friendly wave hello? This is Main Street Station, after all. Welcome to Main Street, USA.
Please remain fully seated and on board the train until I say the words, all clear. Until then, once again, please remain seated.
Come aboard, folks. We're beginning a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom, with stops along the way in Frontierland and Fantasyland. Sit tight and keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs well inside the train. We're currently departing Main Street Station. And if you're missing those friendly faces already, not to worry. On this train, it's never goodbye. It's always see you real soon.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Friends, I'm so delighted you joined us today. There's nothing I enjoy more than showing folks around this Magic Kingdom, especially because it's certified proof that in these parts, dreams really do come true. See, there was a time not so long ago that I was just a young fella on Main Street with a balloon in my hand and a wish in my heart that someday I'd be the conductor of this train. Gumption and a dash of magic. Here I am. So believe it when I say that around here, anything is possible. See what I mean? Hope you packed a compass, because that, folks, is the sound of adventure. Adventureland, I should say. Whether navigating wild jungle rivers, swashbuckling with jolly buccaneers, or even just scaling a towering treehouse, there's always plenty to explore here in Adventureland. Now, if you're more the rootin' tootin' type, then partner, saddle up, because this here's Frontierland. Home to cowpokes, campfires, and country bears. This outpost is chock full of tall tales and an even taller mountain. We call it Big Thunder. Catch a ride on its runaway trains and you'll see why. On a more musical note, just ahead I heard some new critters are moving in and looking to make a splash. Take a listen. We're almost there.
Is he down this?
We've reached Frontier. And so sit tight and hold those horses until we've come to a complete stop. If you're disembarking, please carry your strollers all the way off the platform before unfolding. That'll help make room for any new buckaroos. Watch your step now. This is Frontierland Station.
Alrighty, friends, please do remain seated until the train makes a full and complete stop and you hear those two magical words involved there. Once again, friends, just continue to remain seated. Remain seated, please, friends. Alright, that whistle means we've been all cleared. Friends, you may disembark the train at this time. And welcome to...
If you're just... We're heading for our next stop, Fantasyland, before carrying on to Main Street, USA. Everybody stay seated and keep your hands and arms, feet and legs safely inside the train.
Forever
And as
Splash
always,
Mountain.
keep an eye on your little ones.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Those of you who've been riding with me for a spell already know how much I love my this railroad. But for those times I'm fixing for something a bit wilder, Big Thunder Mountain is the place. Because there, the trains have a mind of their own. Scenery means we've left the rattle and rumble of that old gold mine behind and entered my favorite leg of the journey, lush wilderness, calm waters, and untamed beauty. Folks, we're in nature's wonderland. Isn't it something? Just think of the extraordinary things to see and do in these woods. Hiking trails, bird calls, fireflies, and starry nights. Setting out for adventure at sunrise and telling the tale around a campfire that night. Considering how wonderful things are out here, I'm fortunate that some of my closest friends call it home. That village is a truly special place. Folks, we're just about out of the woods and into the forest. The enchanted forest of Fantasyland, where magic... Listen. Hear that?
There it is! On that big metal snake.
Oh, Peter, that's not a snake. It's a train.
Train, huh? Well, I think it's finally time I trained my shadow to stay put.
Come here.
Hey! Get back here, Shadow! Shadow!
Oh, Tinkerbell, we really must find some stronger threads.
Told you it's enchanted, and not just the forest. From the tips of castle spires to the sands under
Not
the
working.
sea, magic and happily ever afters await around every corner in Fantasyland. Friends, travelers, children of all ages, we're coming down the track and headed straight for the stupendous, the sensational, the spectacularific Fantasyland Storybook Circus. This is the place to soar with Dumbo or join Goofy in his stunt plane for some airborne acrobatics. This station is also your gateway to the rest of Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. Now, please wait until the train has come to a complete stop. Gather your juggling pins, unicycles, and other belongings, and carry your strollers away from the platform before unfolding them. That way we can start loading up for the next leg of our trip. For those disembarking, please watch your step, and thanks for traveling with us. I hope you join us again real soon. If you're staying aboard, our next stop is Main Street Station.
Alrighty, friends, please remain seated until you hear those two magical words of all clear. Once again, friends, please remain seated. Remain seated, friends.
Looks like we're on our way, and I'm so glad to have you with us. The next leg of our journey takes us to Main Street, USA. We'll head for Frontierland after that. Stay seated and keep your hands and arms, feet and legs inside the train at all times. Oh, and please keep an eye on your children.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Next up is a place that's always ahead of the curve. And not just because we're on a straightaway. Our metropolis of mechanical marvels, Tomorrowland. As you know, I love this railroad about as much as a songbird loves the morning. But I'm still awed by the rockets in Spaceport 75. The technology that...
Unidentified users detected in upload conduit area. Scanning. Calculating. Locomotive maintaining trajectory. Intervention not required.
That's the secret that makes inter...
Car number 2, put your leg inside the train. Keep your hands, arms, feet, legs inside the train. Thank you.
And you might say the sky's the limit, but even that is no obstacle in Tomorrowland.
Now, on Terry's service celebration, because they showed it on Terry's service celebration as well, that he wishes of Fantasy in the Skyline title for it. And that night it made sense because it really benefits the service celebration.
Terracing in
Like,
here.
I feel like it was written for the service celebration, and then they were like, shoot, we haven't got anything for the 50th. Let's just do the service celebration back.
Our trip around the Magic Kingdom is almost complete. I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it. We're now approaching our most charming destination, Main Street, USA. A place where the only thing sweeter than the townsfolk is the treats. After our stop, we'll be heading for Frontierland, followed by a visit to Fantasyland. For now, stay seated until our train comes to a complete stop. Then pick up your belongings and carefully disembark. If you have strollers to unfold, please take them all the way beyond the platform so new passengers can safely hop aboard. It'd be mighty kind of you. And while we're being neighborly, what say we give our fellow travelers a friendly wave hello? This is Main Street. Welcome to Main Street, USA.
Hi folks, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop and I give you the all clear. Please remain seated, folks. Remain seated. Remain seated, folks. Remain seated. Please remain seated. You're all clear to disembark. Welcome to Main Street, USA.
So, I'm over here in Frontierland Station. The way the conductor rotations work is there are two different rotations. There's one for each train. And the conductors on this platform will rotate off a certain train. And the conductors at the other two platforms will rotate off the other train. So their rotations and their brakes and all that are based on whatever specific train they are on that day. As opposed to the engineers, which run on three-man crews, and they just rotate amongst themselves all day. Right now I'm in Frontierland. I'm waiting for the next train to come in. We'll film it coming in. And you may see the conductor swap out with this one on the platform here. And if he doesn't, then that's not his train. It'll be the next train that he'll rotate off of. Hope that makes sense. In case you're wondering, that little section right there, that right there, that is how Big Thunder Mountain over here gets their trains across our track. Oh, well, in a minute, I'll talk about the block light system right here. Right here, this is an amber over green, which means there's a train in the station ahead of us. That's what the amber means. Green is, of course, mean go, but we can't go until it's solid green. So with it being amber right now means there's a train in the station in front of us. And as you're sitting over here, when it goes green, you know that that train has left Fantasyland, which means that your train has left Main Street. So yeah, there's that. That's how our block system works here. If it's red, if they swing that little gate across there for Thunder Mountain, that bottom red light will come on. If the swing bridge around the corner is open, that red block light should come on. And the red's down at the bottom. So yeah, that's how our block lights work. I also wanted to point out down here that right down there, that spot right there, is everybody's least favorite conductor position, because right there is where you have to tell people they cannot come up the ramp with strollers, that they have to fold them and bring them up these lovely stairs to get on the train, because that is a wheelchair ramp and not a stroller ramp. So all day long is a fight. It's probably not too bad right now with Splash closed, but when you have Splash Mountain going full time, Thunder Mountain going full time, a million people down here, it's not fun. And there's no cover too. They took the umbrella down. We used to be stuck down there in the sun forever. Hated that position. Okay, hear the train whistle coming from around Frontierland Crossing over there, Empire's Tunnel, so I know the train is about to come in. Sometimes as you're sitting out here as a conductor, you can hear the bells on the crossing gates, so you know that it's coming around the bend also. It should be here in just a second. That would be the station whistle. And there's the front of the logo coming through the tunnel. That is the Walt Disney Mercedes, friend of mine. See, the block light is now green, which means the train's in front of us out of the station. They're trying to make their stop over here.
Alrighty, friends, we are all clear to this.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up front and say hey to everybody. Alright, so there's Walter. See fire going in the firebox there. It's been computerized as well. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Station whistle. $19.25 Baldwin. A lot of people here are friends of mine, like her. Yeah. I'm gonna get out of their way now. All right, that was Walter, so this should be Roy coming in the gate. 1916 Baldwin 440, everybody's favorite train. I love this train so much. Joseph up front. Joseph! Roy. No Lily today, huh?
No Lily.
That's okay, I'd rather see Roy anyway. That's my baby. Everybody loves this train. What time y'all doing last loads?
This is 6:20. It starts at Main Street now.
All right. You still ride around Fantasyland though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ride around with y'all and then watch y'all back off later. Alright, over at Fantasyland Station now, just caught Joseph blowing down into the pit over here. This is the best station because you can get right up on the train. Obviously, I can be even closer. Look how beautiful that thing is. That balloon stack. So Joseph right here, one engineer stays aboard. He's the engineer. He does the timing in the stations, and of course he runs the train from station to station. The fireman's job is to get off and to deal with the wheelchairs, like she just did. Also, hey, she's about to put water in the tender. It's a good time to come over. That's his second timing whistle. They'll do a single whistle at 1.5 minutes, at 2 minutes, and at 2.5 minutes they'll give a double whistle to let them know that it's ready, that they're ready to go. Like they missed the station a little bit. Oh, she got it in there. Okay. So if they have a solid green light over here, Joseph will give a double whistle at the 2.5 minute mark, unless he's going to give his fireman a little more time to top off the water. We used to just be able to climb up on top of the tender there and let the water down and do all that, but safety got where they didn't like that, so now we got to do it from the side, which actually turned out to be even more dangerous. But that's neither here nor there. Just stopping off the water. Looks like they got the whole queue cleared out over here. So there she goes. Closing up the lid. I don't know if you can see. There it went. Like, you can get right up on this thing. Well, he's still got an amber light right now, so he's not going anywhere. The reason we blow down in the pit over here is that water is actually treated with chemicals to be soft on the boiler and the groundwater here. And it has a precipitate that collects up inside the boiler and everything. So we'll blow it out into the pit that's right on the other side there. We have a blow down valve and it just empties it all out. We still have a crosshead pump on there. Thought they took those off. I know they took it off Lily Bell. Still on there. You can get up so close on this. What this pump does right here, right there, is when the train is in motion, it'll pump water from the tender into the boiler. That black thing you see above it is actually a preheater. So we have steam that goes all the way back to the generator that runs the electricity and all for the cars and for the PA system and all that. And the excess steam comes back around, it goes through the preheater here, and it heats up the water before it goes into the boiler. So it takes, less time to heat up the train, especially when the water's going in there cold. And they still got an amber light, so they're waiting here for that train to leave Main Street. So you can see the amber through there. Oh, it just went. So now Joseph will get 2. Looks like they were all ready to go anyway. So I'm going to back off and I'm going to let them back out. And look at that beautiful train. Look at that beautiful train. This is a 1916 Baldwin. There they go. Parallel a little bit. There you got it going rolling. See, Joe. Thanks, bro. So there they go.
Passengers, please stand by to board.
All right, the trains are getting ready to go down for the night, but I'm still being able to film Walt coming in, and then I'll go down there and show you how we back off for the night. This station right here is the same conductor rotation as Main Street. Here comes Walter right now, and he'll be right up in front of me. Don't miss it, don't miss it. Oh, she almost. And then she's gonna shoot. That's doable. She must be trained extra last week. This is Walter, 1925, Baldwin. 460. This is also like Roger, which is at Strasburg right now. They're doing last loads right now, so they're going to be coming around empty trains. Another beautiful train. The Roger that's up in Strasburg is the sister train for this one. See, boilerplate there is 58444. Roger's 58445. Awesome train. All right, I'm gonna stop here and get some more action later on. Okay, I'm in Fantasyland Station here. I got a train coming around the bend. That spur line to the right, I don't know if you can see it. That's where the train backs off for the night that goes to our roundhouse. So they'll be coming in. Should be the Roy chugging in again. And no bell because they're not loading. And there's nobody getting on the station. I don't know if they're going to back off right now, but if they are, I'll film it.
Hi folks, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop.
Actually, they're probably taking all these guests to Main Street, so they will not be back.
Boys and girls, the Walt Disney World
All right, so now we're
Railroad
back
is
here in
now
Fantasyland Station.
Fantasyland Station. All
Here comes
passengers,
Walter,
please
and they're
stand
about to
by
back
board.
off for the night. So if they pull in here,
Monkeys, clowns, and acrobats, please report to the big top supervisor.
unless you're a monkey, clown, or acrobat. So they're going to pull in, and then they're going to back off. There it goes. Oh, yep, you can see they're empty for the night. So what's going to happen back there? Just made it work. Back there is maintenance should be back there. Yeah, I see him on the last car. Do we hit the stop whistle? After we make it far enough into the station.
Training group.
Yeah. All right, once they stop, you see maintenance is going to get off the back of the train there. And they're going to throw the switch to the spur line. That's hard to see. I hope the phone's their camera's picking it up. All right, they just gave the 3 whistles. And now they're going to back up to that spur line. I don't know how well you can see it. This is the best location I could get. And it's obviously dark. Trains have to be off the tracks by the fireworks, which is why they're coming off early. You could hear the 3 buzzes from the conductor letting them know that they cleared the switch. Because at this point, it's all conductor going back. You're just going backwards and trusting the conductor won't kill you. Let it roll, baby, let it roll. So there's Walter. Oh, this is really picking up. So at this point, the conductor's your eyes. You're just hoping that they're alive back there and not attempting to crash you into oncoming traffic. Who knows? So it doesn't help. Like they have stopped. You know, the operation's been down for 4 years, so coming back up, I think they've changed some of their procedures a little bit. So that, and they got probably a 90% new cast out here. So Walter goes bye-bye around the bend, and then Roy will come around and do the same thing and back off for the night. And if we get a chance, I'm going to drive over there and show you the roundhouse. So there they go. And we'll wait for Roy to come in. All right, now I'm getting Roy coming into the station, and they're going to back off just like Walter did. And that will be the end of the night for the Walt Disney World Railroad. Get a good shot of the crew coming in. And as you can see, empty train. We used to do last loads and actually take guests to Frontierland and Fantasyland, but we had to tell them repeatedly that, hey, once you get here, you actually had to get off the train because we're not going to take you home with us. And some maintenance was down there ready to go this time. So I don't know if they're going to have to take on water. They're blowing down, I can hear them. Blowing down a little bit of the sediment particulates that get in the water. And you see the maintenance guys down there. And they should just ride the train off and leave the switch the way it is, because the morning crew is going to have to come out and the switch needs to be set the same way. There's our maintenance guys. That would be new guy, and that would be Bo, who's I've worked with for years. So they must have drove over, so they're not going back on the train. But those are our maintenance guys, or some of our maintenance guys. I hope my battery holds out long enough to... I've been filming for about 4 hours now. Okay, there's the 3 whistles saying, we ready to go. Ready to go home. And there's maintenance over there that'll switch the tracks in the yard to put the train in whatever bay they want it for the next day. So we'll see them backing off, and like I said, they'll leave the switch open because the next train is going to come out in the morning. It's just going to come right out onto the main line from the spur. The buzz from the conductor. Engineer acknowledges it. If the engineer ever, or the conductor ever flips the switch and it's just solid, it tells the engineer to stop, so they'll stop. And they go backing off for the night. Conductor's done for the night. Conductors can go home. What the crew does over there is they'll shut down the train, go through their shutdown procedures, do a little cleaning, a little paperwork, and then they'll go home. The reason they take on water right here before they go off is it has to be a certain level for the morning crew to come in, because you don't want to come in to fire up a train and have no water in the boiler. So they're supposed to leave them with a certain amount. So they'll go over there, they'll get everything prepped for the morning crew that comes in around 5:30 to fire them up and bring them back out. And that's a day on the Walt Disney World Railroad.